Good afternoon, Loveland Tigers. This is Mrs. Mayer, second grade reading teacher at Loveland Primary School, and I'm joined today with my sons, Sam from Mrs. Little's room and Owen from Mrs. Glover's room. And we wanted to invite you today to be a part of our reading lesson. So we're going to do some reading and writing today. If you want to join us, you're going to need something to write on and something to write with. So we have our reading notebooks. Sam has his from Mrs. Little, and Owen has one that we had today. You're going to need to start off on a blank page. Sometimes when we start in our reading notebook, we like to put the title of the book or the date. We can do that today to get started, but we wanted to give you a little background about what we're doing today. Some of the second graders that I have been reading with have been practicing our stop and jot. And we learned that stop and jots are when you stop in the middle of a story and kind of jot down or dump out of your brain. We were calling it a brain dump at one point. All the things that you are thinking about that story or the topic. So we are going to use that same process today, but we're going to use it writing a little bit before we read. So we're going to stop and jot in the middle of reading, and then we're going to do some at the end as well. So if you want to join us, we are going to be talking about eggs today. We've been going on some hikes through some parks and taking our dogs on some walks, and we've been trying to take some pictures or find some signs of spring. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and it kind of sparked our interest in reading this book called An Egg is Quiet. So if you want to start, your title of our book today is going to be An Egg is Quiet. And you can put the date if you want for 3/18. And we're going to start by kind of activating our background knowledge or our schema about eggs. And we're going to take a minute to write down everything that we know already about eggs. So if you want to pause us or come back later when you have written down all the things that you know about eggs. Ready, boys?
Yeah.
All right, so if we wrote down all the things that we know about eggs, then you can share some of them with either your siblings or your parents or whoever's around you. And sometimes you have somebody wrote down something that you knew, but you forgot to write down. So you can always steal their idea too if you need to. And we're going to get started with our story today. So our story is called An Egg is Quiet. And we're going to try our best to show you the pictures because they are very good in this story today. So we're going to start off with the first page, and it shows a lot of different eggs and different animal eggs and different kinds of eggs that they might have. And some of the interesting ones we found were over here. Am I on the right side? Yes.
No, you're on the wrong page.
Well, here's the
Bill
it says a red-winged blackbird, but the egg is blue, and there's
dogfish.
Dogfish, and we have a field cricket. Kind of looks like a banana. The lobster up there is really small, and then we have a leopard frog.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to continue on here, though. This is the title page to An Egg is Quiet. And here we go. An egg is quiet. It sits there under its mother's feathers, on top of its father's feet, buried beneath the sand, warm and cozy. An egg is colorful, and we can see lots of different colors. And we found it interesting that we've seen the robin egg before, and that the blue jay egg is actually not blue. And this one right up here is a butterfly, a passion butterfly, and it's kind of rigid, right? And there's that cricket again. An egg is shapely. Sea turtles dig holes in the sand with their flippers and lay up to 200 soft round eggs. Round eggs fit nicely together in tight spaces. There are oval eggs. When a ladybug hatches as larva, their first meal is often the case of the egg they crawled out of. There are pointy eggs. Seabird eggs are pointy at one end, so if they're laid on a rock or ledge, they roll around in safe little circles so they don't fall off the cliff. And then the last one, there are even tubular eggs, and this is that dogfish egg. While most sharks give birth to live young, some sharks, like the lesser spotted dogfish, begin life in a leathery egg cased with tendrils. The tendrils anchor the eggs to seaweed so they won't be swept away by the ocean current.
Dangerous.
An egg is clever. Clever meaning smart, right? So the markings on some eggs help them blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. Camouflage is an egg's way of hiding. Whoopsies. An egg might be speckled to resemble the rocks around it, or it might be gray, the color of mud by a lake. An egg does not want to be eaten by a raccoon, a snake, a fox, or an insect. So here, if you didn't see it, is the egg. Right up there, camouflaged in, right? Excellent. Eggs come in different sizes. An ostrich egg can weigh as much as 8 pounds. It is so big and so round, it takes 2 hands to hold one egg. A hummingbird eggs are the size of a jelly bean. It would take about 2,000 hummingbird eggs to equal the size of one ostrich egg. So we're going to stop here, and this is where we're going to do our next stop and jot. So if you would, grab your pen or whatever you're writing with, and take a minute to write down any thoughts you have about our book so far. Any thoughts that are in your head, something you wonder, something you learned, something you found interesting, anything you want. You can pause us if you need to. All right, if you want to, you can then share those things, again, with siblings or people that are doing this activity with you. We're going to continue on our story. An egg is artistic. Artistic meaning full of design and color. You can see some of them are speckled. Some of them have like tendrils that hang down. Some of them have different designs. An egg is textured. There are hard eggs. Bird eggs are hard and soft eggs. Reptile eggs are often soft and rubbery. And gooey eggs. Amphibian eggs are gooey. The goo keeps them from drying out. There are smooth eggs. Most bird eggs are smooth. And rough eggs. The eggs of cassowaries, emus, and cormorants are rough. An egg might even be fossilized. Whoa. The remains of creatures that died millions of years ago may become rock hard or fossilized. Scientists have unearthed fossilized dinosaur eggs all around the world. Some are round and some are oblong. Some are as small as 1 inch across and some are as large as 20 inches.
That's
Scientists believe that all dinosaurs hatched from eggs.
Weird.
An egg is giving. So this is kind of an interesting timeline here of different egg animals that hatch from eggs. An egg gives a little creature growing inside it everything it needs. The shell is its home, the yolk is its food, the egg white or albumen is its pillow, and the egg shell is covered with teeny tiny holes which allow air to enter. And we can see on the timeline here that a hen or chicken hatches in 21 days. The salmon hatches in 11 weeks. And the grasshopper hatches in 15 days. However, the grasshopper will stay inside of its egg until the weather is just right. An egg is quiet. Then suddenly,
Crack.
an egg is noisy.
Oh my gosh.
It crunches, it chirps, it cheeps, everything else because they hatch. And then another really cool part of this book is the last page. So all the eggs that we saw on the first page are then, they show us the animals on the end page. So if you want to, you can always pause and take a look at all the different animals that hatch from eggs, from iguanas to penguins to insects to different types of birds. So, and here is where we will stop and do our final Stop and Jot. So we will open up back on our notebook or get your paper back ready, and we're just going to write some final thoughts we have. Anything else that was interesting in the second half of our book, anything we're still wondering about eggs, anything that you maybe want to look up from a different book. Because sometimes when we get some new information, it makes our brain think about other things. And then we want to go find more information about eggs or a certain kind of animal or something like that. And then you can share that out always. You can always email me or email your teacher and tell them about anything that you're still wondering about eggs. If you want to email me, I'm happy to write you back. My email is mayerda@lovelandschools.org. So thank you so much for joining us today. Maybe we will invite you in on another reading lesson another time in a few weeks. So we will see you later. Happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios, amigos.